Okay, so we're here with Black today just to show you a backup of some of the groundwork audios. Today we're just going to show you the personal space one. This is Black. He's been away for a little while. He had major surgery on all four legs, so he's been on box rest for about 6 weeks. Had a bit of a stressful time, so he's just slowly starting to come back into a bit of light work now. He's lost a little bit of condition, but we've got the right measures in place to make sure that he comes back to how he was. So we're going to work a little bit on the personal space issue today. Really important that your horse understands this, and this will really go a long way to help you in all aspects of when you're dealing with your horse, in the stable, mucking out, tacking up, and onto the riding as well. So what we want Black to be able to understand is that he's he's really good at understanding the distance between us. So horses in the wild, really, really good and spot on at measuring the distances between themselves and between mares and foals and all the shenanigans that go on in the herd. They're really switched on to that. So this should be fairly easy for him to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk off, and I want him to keep the same distance back from me and not kind of creep up on me. So if I start to walk off with him now, you can kind of see, if I go a little bit slower, he just gets a little bit closer and ends up kind of creeping up sort of right here to my shoulder. Ideally, I want him to be a good sort of 6 foot back. So I want to be on the end of this rope and have him keep the same distance. So in order to show him what I mean, I'm going to have to make sure that he can back away from me when I ask. So all I'm going to do to make him back up is he understands the voice cue of shh for a backwards noise. You can use whatever cue you want, back or tutting or whatever you like, but he pretty much understands the shh noise. So if I just waggle the rope and shh, make some energy here, he'll take a few steps back. And this is kind of the distance I want him to keep. So I want to make sure that I can get to the end of the rope without him taking a step forward. So there, shh. Just want to make sure that he keeps the distance. Okay, so now I'm going to walk off, and I want him to be able to follow me. So really important that when I'm kind of creating the space that I'm not walking into him, because actually the space between us isn't getting any bigger. I'm just walking into his space. So really important that you can do it from a distance. So there he takes a step back away from me. And this is the distance I want him to keep. So I'm going to walk off again with him. And again, I'm going to make an abrupt stop and make sure that he stops. I'm going to send him back a little bit by sending a little wiggle down the lead rope. There. Just going to give him a second to think about what just happened. So the pressure on the rope started, he took a step back, and the pressure stopped. Another part of this groundwork is getting your timing perfected as well. Okay, so I'm going to walk off again. Just want him to follow me. And when I stop, I want him to stop. And again, he should be able to come with me and follow. Just follow the rope and keep the same distance. Again, I'm going to stop. I'm going to send him back. Good boy. Good boy. We're going to walk off again. So here, you should be able to keep the same distance. Should be able to make some turns without him creeping up. Here, he's getting a little bit close, so I'm going to send him back. So, I want him walking a nice distance behind me. I'm not looking at him, but I'm kind of keeping an eye on where he is just out of the corner of my eye, so that when I stop, he stops. And if I need to send him back a step, a little wiggle of the rope. Now he understands what that means. So again, we're going to walk off again. Just make sure, good boy, that he can keep this distance, that he's really good at measuring it. So once you've got this going on a straight line, it can be good to so there. Just going to wiggle the rope and send him back. I want to make sure he can keep the distance as I move around the arena and make some turns. So this is where you might find your horse starting to creep up. So on this turn here, he's getting a little bit close, so I'm just going to stop. Shh. Send him back. Good boy. Walk off again. And then when I stop, he stops. So yeah, work on your personal space with your horse. It will do wonders for your relationship.